Is competing in classic, physique, bodybuilding, figure, whatever it is you compete in, is it worth it? For many people, I'd actually say yes. Boom! What's going on, everyone? Marc, Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. I want to talk to you today about competing. The good, the bad, the ugly, and what to expect. Now, there are two types of people who compete. Natural athletes, there are natural bodybuilding organizations. There are also naturals who compete in the NPC and IFBB. With the advent of classic physique, we see more naturals being able to compete because there are height and weight limits. Also, you have freaks like my client, Barbarian Hawk, who is a vegan natty who got second at Universe. He'll get his pro card soon. So the question is, as someone who just came off of having to drop out of the Tampa Pro because I got rhabdo, is competing worth it? And the answer is it just depends. Now, I'm going to go over some of the negatives, some of the positives, and make this as short as possible because, well, the attention span on YouTube ain't what it used to be. So natty versus enhanced. Let's go over the negatives for natural athletes. Hormone levels drop. Let's say you are a HRT recipient. You're on hormone replacement therapy on 150 to 200 milligrams testosterone a week. While you might see drops in other hormones, serotonin, all that good stuff, your testosterone, and if you obviously mediate your estrogen or modulate your estrogen, that will stay within levels, so your hormones will stay the same. So other than the fact that you have low body fat and you might be tired from training, you should still have a sex drive, still have libido, and still be able to function like a male. Now, that also causes an issue, right? Now, if you're natural, let's say you're a female, you have an issue where your hormone levels drop and they might not come back. I've known many female competitors. I don't know the statistics of competitors versus non-competitors who literally have to go on Clomid and other forms of pregnancy assistance to be able to get pregnant later on in life. Because staying that lean, getting that lean, putting your body through the stress. Remember, women are born with a certain number of eggs in their body. That could cause infertility. And of course, for men and women, natty, you'll have low libido. Now, let's say you're enhanced. That's different because your hormone levels will be thrown off, right? Like tren, progesterone, all that good stuff. It's going to be thrown off, right? It just, whether it's high or low or indifferent or just unbalanced, your hormone levels will be different. So they won't be where your body wants it to be. So you might be more aggressive. You might get pimples. You might be more tired. Perhaps the oral steroids will have an effect on your energy levels, on a lot of different things, a lot of different functions. It's obviously very hepatotoxic on your liver if you're taking things like halotestin and even Winstrol, which does go through the double pass of the liver. It's really hard on your body. So there's different issues for enhanced athletes. Now, for both natural and enhanced athletes, energy levels will be an issue. When your body fat gets low, I don't care what kind of stuff you're on. I don't know if you're on crack cocaine like Hunter Biden. I don't care if you're on cocaine. I don't care what you're on. You're going to have energy issues. It'll be up. It'll be down. It'll be manic. It'll be depressive. You could get a temper, and it's not necessarily from the drugs. Although some drugs like Trenbolone and Halo aren't going to help your attitude, my opinion is if you're an asshole, drugs will make you a bigger asshole. If you're a calm person, you'll probably maintain being a calm person. You might get more withdrawn. You might get more introverted, but I've never seen a calm, quiet individual become a really mean individual from steroids. I've never seen it. Maybe it happens. And for both of them, and this is something I'll get into, it will hurt your career. There's only one reason that I've really had to fire someone for insubordination. There's a couple, but this happened more than once, and I've employed hundreds of people, if not thousands, over the last 20 years. And that is that your work will suffer, whether it's performance, whether it's your attitude, whether it's your demeanor, whether it's your focus on bodybuilding overtaking your work performance, your job will suffer. And you might not even know it while it's happening, but it might not suffer, but it might change. Your work dynamic might change. For me, I've done some really epic stuff during prep for business. It's hard for me to say, but I stay so lean year round, very different from many people, that it doesn't affect me like most. But for me to say that being in prep, I'm perfect, I would be a liar. And here's the problem with that. There's no money in bodybuilding. Unless you're someone who's up and coming like Nick Walker, unless you're someone like, look at Blessing. He lost his sponsor of Redcon, got it back. You have very few bodybuilders able to pay their bills with bodybuilding, and sponsorships are few and far between, and they don't pay that much. You will make more. I believe I saw that locally, it was like, to Buc-ee's, you know, the gas station, they're paying $16 to $22 an hour. Aldi is paying $18 an hour. Shake Shack is paying like $18 an hour. I guarantee you this. There is a high probability, I'd say 99%, that you will make more money working at Kroger, Aldi, or Publix than you will being a professional bodybuilder. Unless you're in the top 5, or if you're very marketable. You look at a guy like Bob Ciccarillo, who never won a pro show, turned pro as a Masters, and he's making money in the sport, but he's the voice of bodybuilding. He talks really well, and he's good at working the inner political, whatever. He's the athlete's rep manager, whatever the hell he does, right? Another thing, and I don't know if this is related to steroids or the fact that we just have douchebags. If you watch Nick Trigili's channel, Bodybuilding and BS, all it seems like he talks about are bodybuilders either cheating on or beating their girlfriends. Whether that's drugs, whether that's the fact there's narcissism involved in being a bodybuilder and it just carries over into their personal life. Look at the Craig Titus, Kelly Ryan story. They literally burned a woman in her car and they're in jail now. I've known of dozens of bodybuilders who've gotten a rap for hitting their girlfriends. Look at Jeremy Buendia. He's back. He's found Jesus. I'm sorry, dude. Once you strike a woman, I don't want to be friends with that guy. Like, once you hit a woman, allegedly, but I'm pretty sure the evidence is pretty stacked. And again, if he found God, if he's a better person, more power to him. And I pray for him. I pray for everybody with faults, and none of us are perfect. But any man who'd lay his hands on a woman, I just can't ride with you. And it seems like I might make a lot of enemies because a lot of pro bodybuilders, it seems, or bodybuilders or amateurs, and maybe it's just because douchebags happen to be in every area of life, including bodybuilding. There's a lot of people who work at chemical plants who beat their women, a lot of office people who beat their women. It's just too much. I don't know if that's related to it, but there's something you got to look at. Like, why does it seem like every time I watch a Nick Trigili video, some bodybuilder is beating the shit out of his girlfriend? It's not cool. I can't ride with that. So, and then you have the case of me getting rhabdo. Dude, honestly, it made me more of a CrossFitter than a bodybuilder. Like I said in my video, I think the prep took it over the top, being as lean as I was, doing all the cardio, the sweating, going on vacation with my family, 20,000 steps a day, closing a big merger acquisition, which was enormous, huge turning point in my family. It makes my kids are going to be taken care of forever. Huge stress relief from my life as a man. But the process of it was just stacked on top of parenting and coaching and this and that and just life stresses and running businesses. And then you throw on top of that being hypocaloric, right? And knowing that you have to look great and you're getting on stage with Nathan Epler and Keon, that's a stressor. It's going to lead to overall stress. And for me, I couldn't hack it. Maybe I'm a bitch. I don't know. I can't hack it. And I'm not, here's the thing. Here's why I'm saying that. You guys work just as hard as I do. Dude, I know I'm prepping a guy right now for a show who literally does construction. He's a construction worker, and I'm going to get that guy his pro card. By the way, my coaching is at marclobliner.com, marclobliner.com. So I do prep people. That's another stressor, but I love it. So I know you guys are stressed. I know you guys work your ass off. So is competing worth it? Yeah, for a lot of people it is. And let me explain. So yesterday, my son, Thomas, broke every state record for his age and weight in powerlifting. And for that one moment, Thomas was the man. He got more applause than anybody. He was the guy. He felt what it's like to be on top of the world, to be a champion. When I earned my pro card, I literally fell down on stage, and that wasn't an act. I literally couldn't support my weight. I was exhausted. Prep was really hard. I don't have the greatest genetics. I worked my ass off, and to hear my name as a IFBB pro card recipient, if it took, and I know this might sound weird, if it took 20 years off my life, good. I'll trade that in a heartbeat for what I accomplished to be an IFBB pro. I'm sorry, maybe I'm stupid, but they interviewed, I believe it was Olympic athletes, right? And I believe it was 90% plus of Olympic athletes would give, I think, 10 years off their life for a medal. Not a gold medal, a medal. Bronze, silver, gold, whatever it is. This was done years ago, and it's probably higher now. In my life, winning is everything. And also, you have this unique opportunity as a human being to set your legacy on earth, and you have one chance to do it. And my legacy will be having the most amazing adapted human beings as my children who are going to change the world. But also, you know what? I'm be known as a guy, hopefully, that helped people, that gave thousands and thousands and thousands, probably millions of dollars to charity over the years. A guy who tried to help people, but I'm also I guarantee you this, I'm gonna be cremated, but somewhere on a memorial, it's gonna say IFBB Pro. For me, it was worth it. Now, you also gotta realize who you are and where you stand, right? Like, if your genetics really fucking suck, and I always joke about my genetics sucking, I literally took 5 years off of bodybuilding, came back in August, won the Knox Classic, and by December 11th, I had a pro card at 41 years old. I don't have bad genetics. I don't have Keon's genetics. I don't have Phil Heath's genetics. I don't have Kai Green's genetics. I have above average, if not great genetics. I'm not elite by any means, but I have great genetics. So my opinion is, hear me out. You will know within a year if you're ready to compete. Now, whether you want to do it naturally or enhanced, that's a question between you, your family, your doctor, and God. But that's a question you need to ask yourself. Now, to compete naturally, you take what God gave you shape-wise, you train your ass off for, let's say, at least 5 years, I'd say. Let's say you start at 18. So at 23 years old, you start competing, and you get as shredded as possible, because at the end of the day, if you're natural, the only thing you can control is your conditioning, because you're not going to gain 40 pounds of muscle. Sorry, you're just not. Now, if you're enhanced, that's tough. Like, if you can't win a regional show, like the reason I went for my pro card is because I won the Knox, which is a very tough bodybuilding show. And I beat a guy named Preston Sowell, who is an amazing bodybuilder. And it was a very close fight, but this guy will be a great pro one day. So I knew that he is a pro caliber athlete who's not in the Masters division. If I can beat him as a light heavyweight and I can sneak into the heavyweight and put on some size because I hadn't bodybuilded for 5 years, then yeah, I have a chance at earning a pro card and I deserve it. But I'll tell you this, if I would have now the top 5 at some shows qualify to go for a pro card. If you cannot dominate a regional show, you have no fucking business on a national stage. I will repeat. If you cannot dominate a regional show, you have no fucking business on a national stage. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, and you're potentially taking years off your life with the drugs and the diet and everything else involved, and potentially losing your job or at least losing money for focusing on bodybuilding instead of your job. And when you don't have a snowball's chance in hell. So, the question comes back to, is bodybuilding worth it? And for many people, yes. Now, Mark, what if I just want to compete to check that box? I have no intention of going pro. I lost 100 pounds and I want to display it to the world. You go, girl, or you go, boy. I fucking love that. I love those stories when you go to the show and there's this woman or man who steps on stage, slight muscular build, saggy skin, and you know there's a story behind that. And usually the promoter will point out this person lost 200 pounds, had skin surgery, and that just fucking makes, you guys can't see it, I got goose pimples. Like it literally makes me want to cry because you're displaying something you earned, something you did. And it's not always about it. Now for me, it's about winning. Because I'm a piece of shit. I win. It's all I fucking care about. But that's winning though. You're not gonna fucking die. You literally won a health contest. You lost weight. You beat obesity, which is the #1 comorbidity and killer in the world. And now you're showing the world that you can accomplish that. So if you are, for lack of better terms, fat, or you were fat, and you lost a bunch of weight, and you want to spend the $50, enter a show, get on the stage, and shake that ass and watch yourself, by all means, show them what you're working with. That's my opinion. What was meant to be a 6-minute video rambled on for 18 minutes. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. I'll tell you this. I'm done competing. I might guest pose. I might do some things. You might see me posing in the gym with my bros. I'm done on the competitive stage because I'm 41, and honestly, between having skin cancer and then God give me this warning shot with a mild case of rhabdo, I'd be an idiot to not listen to the cosmic forces around me, to what the universe is telling me. I'd be a fucking idiot. There's not one, the one thing, look, man, not the one thing. One of the things in life I do not regret is coming back to that bodybuilding stage and earning my IFBB Pro card. Because one day, and hopefully it's 50 to 60 years from now, at least, when I pass away, in the list of shit I've done, it will say father, husband, CEO, IFBB Pro. And to see the video, my kids weren't able to go, they had sports, of my family so proud of me for achieving my goals. I'll take 80 years off. I'll die at fucking 12 to have that feeling, to have my kids be proud of me, to come home and show my son that pro card right there, that big one. To go to my gym and have my training partner, Courtney, give me a hug. For me, that was worth it. I'm going to miss competing. I'm going to miss the camaraderie. I'm going to miss the smell of Protan backstage. I'm going to miss winning. But if you want to compete and you think you have a shot and it helps make you a better person, we've gone over the negatives, follow that fucking dream. Because I'm proud of a lot of things I've done in life, and I'm not so proud of a lot of things I've done in life. But every time I open my wallet, sometimes I'll take it out. There's my IFBB Pro card. And I know it sounds petty and stupid, but unless you have one, you really don't understand how much it truly means to become an IFBB Pro. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, and of course, shop at tigerfitness.com for all nutritional supplements needs. I really appreciate you guys. Love you to death. I really do. That's not a game.